Laugh a little, hit that wine in your system for your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might flash a little. Get addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't want to miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Come on in, come on in. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the hood table, y'all. Welcome back, welcome back. Hold on, let me make sure I share to the Facebook, because I want us going live from Facebook and a YouTube. Hold on. Do I already got comments on here? Oh, people's commenting on something else that I had posted. Which we might do a show about. But hey, everybody, come on in, come on in. I hope everybody having a wonderful Sunday. It's almost over. The work week is about to start. For those of y'all who only do Monday through Fridays, for those of us who's been working every single day, I worked 8 hours today and went to church, okay, and got about a 30-minute nap in. I'm like, oh my God, ooh, can I make it through this show? But yes, I am going to make it through this show. I just wanted to get a chance to talk about this controversial Netflix special that Dave Chappelle did, and I wanted to hear people's feedback of what they thought about the show or the stand-up comedy, the special, whatever you want to call it. So everybody, come on in. Make sure you hit the like button, share button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hey, Vibrant, how you doing? Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for being here. I always appreciate you guys coming through, showing us some love, and also when you guys participate in the chat, it makes it more fun. But yeah, if any of you guys have watched the name of the show that's in the title of this video, excuse me, let me scroll it through the bottom. Okay, we are going to be having a discussion of the comedian Dave Chappelle's new Netflix comedy show special. It was called The Closer. It just premiered. I don't know the exact day it premiered, but I watched it yesterday, and then I watched it again after church today. Did I watch it yesterday? Yeah, I watched it yesterday while I was working. So I rewatched it again today after I got out of church and then finished the rest of my shift for work. And then I watched it again because I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything while I was working, because he's getting a lot of backlash from this special. He's getting a lot of backlash from the special. And I wanted to know how you guys feel about it. So I will be dropping a link if anybody wants to jump on the link and let me know how they feel about it. The show is said by a certain community, which we all know is the LBGTQ, or as you know, and they're saying that it was very transphobic. There's a lot of transgender slurs, or what have in the show. And I watched the show twice, and I thought it was good. I thought it was great, actually. And I'm trying not to be biased because I like Dave Chappelle, but I done seen some stand-up comics or comedians do like a special, Netflix or whatever. And I'm thinking all the way back when comedians were almost allowed to say everything that they wanted to, way back. And then, moving a little bit forward to after like maybe when the LB the trans community or the LBGTQ, when that community has started standing up for certain rights, all kind of things, getting married, being allowed to go into uh different bathrooms, even if they were born a man, just fighting for different rights to go into the opposite bathroom that they were born, what I mean. Men trans into the women and they want to use the women's bathroom and vice versa. So once things started going that angle, I think a lot of the comedians, they did try to clean up their act a little bit, in all areas, the Me Too movement, all kind of things. They try to clean up their act per se because they didn't want the backlash that a lot of other comedians are doing, and a lot of comedians done been sitting on the couch. They like, fuck this shit. If I can't say what the hell I want to say, even though it's just jokes, they don't even feel like they're themselves if they have to get up here and rewrite their jokes over and over and over again to make sure that they're not offending not one single person in the audience. you know Barbara Lowe said, I haven't seen it, but it has created a buzz. Most people saying, like, I loved it. I really did enjoy it. And then the fact of the matter was, when he first started the show, I'm like, what is the hype all about? Because like the first 10 minutes was cool. It was funny. It was some jokes here and there. The first 10 minutes was cool, but then like after that, that's when he started going into some jokes about transgenders. And again, I don't know. I know I'm not a part of the community, but I know when people are really dragging or really trying to be disrespectful, or you know what I mean? And I don't think it was nothing like that. I think it was just funny jokes in spite of what's going on in the world today, because everybody is always picking at something that is offending them. And a lot of us who are not in that community are complaining because we like, dang, like, why is everybody so sensitive? I know this is 2021, and I know a lot of things that we used to say about each other or to each other back in the day, including in the work environment, right? Like, including in the work environment, no more telling women they look sexy when they come to work, no more, talking dirty at work, the water cooler conversations, stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't want to like offend anybody by saying that, but it's a lot of people who seem to be easily offended, like easily offended jokes, for some jokes. And I done heard much harsher jokes than what he heard. I mean, have you seen it, Carrie Ray? Hey, Carrie. You said some people just want something and they pick on everything offense on. Yes, absolutely. That's how I feel. You said even some of the people in the community like it. Yes, I mean, I done heard people. I follow some people who are gay, men and women, but most of them are gay. And then of course we have us straight folks, that I follow. But I haven't heard one of them say that they felt disrespected, or like Dave kept talking through the show, how some transgenders or people in the gay community were saying why he always punching down at them. And I didn't see any of that. I didn't feel any of that. You said he bet watch it yet. You said you haven't watched it yet. I think it was good. I mean, I cracked up all through the show, and it was like a lot of things that he was saying wasn't meant to hurt anybody. It wasn't meant to hurt anybody, and I'm sure that a lot of people who hold on, matter of fact, let me bring up, because I have a list of the jokes. The jokes. And one thing somebody did was upset about, oh my goodness, they was really upset about him making the joke about the baby. Like, he had this show was done in Detroit, in Michigan. It was done in Detroit, Michigan, the special for Netflix. But the same joke that he told, he also said it at a Miami concert. and it was about the baby, you know, the rapper, the baby, and he was just saying how, okay, we know what the baby did. We know that he said some controversial things about gay people. Uh, that the baby, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm mixing my words up here. The baby, he was at a Miami area concert, and he had got backlash for some homophobic comments that people started criticizing him on, and that later led to him being dropped from the Lollapalooza lineup. And so Dave Chappelle, he was like, and I thought it was funny, and he said, I don't understand how the baby can get off on a 2018 shooting that he committed that left a 19-year-old dead. But as soon as he says like something that might offend a certain group of people or some people from that certain group, he's like tossed out the window. He's like done. He's like canceled. And he was like, you can get away with killing somebody, but if you say the wrong thing about gay or transgenders, they want to cancel your whole life, cancel your whole career, try to ban you, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So that's one example. That's just one example of one of the jokes that he's getting backlash about. And it is, I mean, it's like, okay, like Kevin Hart, like he mentioned about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, we know in 2018, let me get a sip. In 2018, when he was given the gig to host the Oscars, he had said he had posted or tweeted that was like a dream of a lifetime. He's always wanted to host the Oscars, and you know, it was his time. And then, like before that, somebody had started posting and trying to get him removed from hosting the show, get him canceled, basically, by posting some tweets that he had posted like in 2010, 2011, like 6, 7 years, 9 years before that. And most of the tweets he did delete. But as we know, that's why I always used to tell my kids, even if you post something on social media and delete it, somebody gonna have it. Somebody gonna have it. Even if you post something on social media, somebody gonna have it. Like how many of these YouTubers around here be posting videos, be saying certain things about certain people, about children, dragging people, calling the cops on people, trying to dox or actually doxing people. And then they hide the videos or they delete the videos. So with Kevin Hart, in Kevin Hart's case, he did delete like most of the stuff he had tweeted years ago. Yeah, screenshots. Not only screenshots, but recordings. When I can tell you, before VS had went to jail, before she got locked up for that fight with Shireen, that was when a lot of people had started recording people's YouTube shows. And I have to admit, I done said it before, I got into that phase. Like, okay, I know this is gonna be something good and juicy. Well, I want to make sure I had this for my collection. And lo and behold, months and months and months and even years later, people are on here on YouTube in the B sector denying things that they said denying that they said certain things, denying that they did certain things, denying that they didn't talk about kids, denying. And then I have a lot of videos. I have videos from way back, but I don't produce them. But I keep them in my little collection. So when I see people talking about certain things, I'll be like, I got that on video. Hold on, let me go back because I know that ain't how it happened. I know that ain't how it happened. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff in my little collection of videos from YouTubers. But anyway, like what was that video that Sirius Bayless posted the other day? Sirius Bayless had posted a video, and I had seen that video, and I actually got a copy of it. I was like, "Oh, I got that one too." But anyway, yeah, that shit happens. So you gotta be careful what you put out here in the cyber world. Even if you think that it might be okay because you're maybe just a regular normal 9 to 5 person, regular job, you know, regular home, regular car. You never know. In the future, you might be running for office or selected or elected for something, or you know what I mean? And it'll come back to bite you in the ass like it did Kevin Hart. And again, those tweets were done in 2010, 2011. It was 2008 when he had got that job to host the Oscars. So y'all coming back all these years, even after, because the reason why Kevin deleted the tweets, which were deleted before, way before he even thought he was getting an Oscar gig, he had been deleted those things. But because the culture was changing, because all these different communities, coming together and fighting for, being respected and trying to teach us what every letter of their alphabet mean, and certain things that we used to say, like there's certain things that you can't say anymore, that I'm like, what? I can't say that anymore? What? People been calling gay people that for years. They was calling each other that. They still call each other that. But I guess it's like, black people calling each other the N-word, even though we ain't got the ER on the end. And then a white person saying it too. And then we get mad at them. So I guess in the same way, maybe they look at it as like, y'all can't call us the F word, even though we call each other the F word day in and day out. Yeah. Is that where they going? Makes sense if it is. You said bullying and intimidation. That's what it is. Bullying and intimidation, because I just think, I don't know. Again, I'm not in the community. So you can't tell anybody how to feel. But I'm just like, if y'all doing this much, like Dave said in the show, if y'all doing this much, y'all out there fighting, y'all out there marching, y'all out there protesting, y'all out there doing this, doing that, he's like, why are some of y'all so sensitive? Like y'all done fought a good fight, y'all winning. It was like y'all. He said y'all done went past black people. Like we still fighting for some of the same shit after 400-500 years. We still fighting for this as black people. We are still fighting for some of the same things. Like, and y'all have conquered so much in like less than 20 years, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I respect y'all for that. I do respect y'all for that. But he just feels like, with y'all movement and everything that y'all been through, he was like, you guys are, and I think what people try to say when we say that we think that some of them are just really sensitive, I think they say that because, like with black people, there's like one main word that we don't like people to call us, right? But when it comes to gay people, they had like all these different names that they would call each other, and it got out into the world. And so the world started using those terms as well. And then now people who know nothing about the gay culture, nothing is okay, they want us to read all these books and watch all these TV shows and watch all these uh follow all these protests, and like there's no way, like, oh, you can read that alphabet off of them and they be like, okay, I know what the L and the G and the B is, and that's about it. They don't know that all the F word. A lot of people still use that, and people still correct them. Hey, you can't say that. You can't say that. You know, and there's certain things that the female who trans to like a trans man, like, do we call them butches? Like some people just don't know, and they don't always call people a particular word or particular term because they're trying to hurt their feelings. It's what no. So and that's why he was saying y'all movement, man, y'all just did 90 miles an hour on the black people. Dude, we still out here trying not to get killed in the middle of the street. Have the white police in. And y'all out here, y'all can get married. Y'all can say that y'all like y'all were born of the opposite sex. and y'all can go into a bathroom. If you was born a man, you can go into a women's bathroom and versa. Like it took us like how many years to even drink white water fountain. So I understand what he's saying as far as that part. He's like, man, he said, I don't have nothing against y'all. I have nothing against y'all, but sometimes he just feels like, and a lot of people do feel that way, that they just take things just totally the wrong way. Totally wrong way. And that's why he said at the end of his show, he said at the end of the show, like after Kevin Hart, after the baby, after other comedians, there are some comedians who just like, what can I talk about? What can I joke about? It's like, joke about everything. The one thing that I like about black comedians, okay, let me do this real quick. The one thing I like about black comedians, they joke about everybody, just the opposite sex, not just the opposite race. They joke about kids, old folks, gay, black, white. I mean, it's comedy, it's jokes. I want to hear what some of y'all got to say. And please, please, if you want to speak on the topic, please click the link in the chat. I dropped the StreamYard link in the chat if you want to jump up here and give me your thoughts on the stand-up show that Dave Chappelle just had premiere on Netflix. But let me read some of these comments that I missed. Okay, I got to go all the way back now. Okay, let's see. If I miss comment, type it again or comment it or something. Vibrant is only being him, just politically incorrect. Yeah, that's everything's politically incorrect. Everything. Dave Chappelle known for making commentary on social issues that many people do feel comfortable. But a lot of people do find uncomfortable, and he's always comfortable. But those comedians are controversial. That's how it's always been. How many years? I don't know when comedians first started doing stand up, but I know we didn't have comedians way back on TV shows and movies for years, way in the early 90s. You know what I mean? So, like, over 100 years, people have been controversial as comedians, and he do push the buttons. He pushed people buttons by making jokes. Like one of his stand up shows, he had for making jokes about everything from child molestation, transgender people. Okay, in this episode, in this particular Netflix, he has said something about a preacher. He said that he feel hold up, what did he say? I want to make sure I say it right. Because do something with a, and I don't know if it's true, but I think it may be true because he wasn't really like, how sometimes comedians they say something and then they're like, I just counted that. So it might have been true. But he said when he had the CBD-19 a while back, that he said he had felt dirty. He said he felt dirty because he was, out. Most of us back then when it first was everywhere, at work, at the stores, at the malls, at the gym. I ain't worked out at the gym and I don't know how long before that. I just got my so I'm getting my gym membership back so I can work out with my homegirl, get this body back, you know. Um he was saying how he felt dirty. And he said, I ain't felt that dirty since I was molested as a child. And he said, but and everybody started laughing. He said, oh, I like coming in the man's face. And I'm like, I just roared. I was hollering. I was cracking the hell up. He made it a joke. And it was about himself. And it was like some things that happened to us as a people, like it can happen to us, and they can be very bad. They can be very bad. And some people they find they way through things or over things to joke about it and get a laugh out of it. And a lot of people don't that. A lot of people don't like comedians do that kind of stuff. But that was one of the jokes. Yeah, he was getting backlash on. Let me see what else. What other comments I missed? Okay, Cameron said no. Carrie said she hasn't watched it. Vibrant, a sense of humor. Carrie said at this point is bullying. Vibrant social culture. Vibrant. It seems like we as a nation are slow losing our freedoms. Yeah, it's happened to freedom of speech. Isn't any more freedom of speech? I don't seem like that's what's being taken away from us. It really does. Esther said, "Oh, panel right now, but she wants to like and a share. Oh, thank you, boo. Thank you, sweetie. You panel. She was like, I'm gonna drop it the like button and share. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, after his show was over, before his show was over, he said some pretty again controversial jokes. And another one of his jokes, because they were like a top 5 that he got backlash on. They were some of the ones that they was, oh, that's, you know. So one of them, he was turf. And I've never heard of the word turf. Never. And I'm turf. I know about ball, but it's turf. And basically, it means trans exclusionary radical feminist. Someone who believes in feminism but does not include trans women as personal belief or active on the matter. So that's one of his hardest criticized jokes that he received on, because from what I understand of this word or this or turf, the acronym. Is that what it is? Child, I didn't do too well in the English. That was a joke. I did great in English. So, turf. Am I? Okay, y'all. I don't know if I was freezing or not. I think I was. So I backed out, back in. Hey, Slide, what's up? What's going on? Again, if anybody wants to jump on the chat with me and talk about this show, feel free to hit that star link. But what was I saying? Oh God, what was I saying before I backed out and came back in? Oh, yeah, turf. Okay, so from what I gather from, because I never heard it before, but he is trying to say that he's a turf because turfs believes in feminism. They believe in female rights. All the rights of a woman should be. Don't believe that trans women are included in, and so it's because they believe that gender is fact. And I've never heard these terms before. This stand-up show was very entertaining. Never heard this before. I never heard it before. And I'm like, oh, am I don't know. I have to think about that one. Because I believe, okay, like I guess maybe I'm not fully okay. Question. How do some of you feel who are late women when it comes to trans women going to the bathroom with you, using the bathroom with you? Like, mm, and this, and in no way am I trying to say that a trans woman would likely, like many of us has little kids and we bathroom by themselves. They might not be tiny, little go well. 10, 11, 12, 7, 8, 9. Some people send this to the bathroom when they think at an appropriate age. And some people really upset when they found out that trans were fighting to use female bathroom on a man. A lot of back came out because of that. So I guess that would be a turf. That's about the best example I can give you of what he was talking about. A woman who believes in, who's a feminist and believes in female rights, women rights, but they don't believe that trans women should automatically have the same rights if they weren't born a female. So that's about the best description that I can give you. Y'all, if y'all got some others, feel free to put it in the chat. But so that was another one that he got flash for. He said, I am proudly identified as a TERF. That's what he said. I am a TERF because I believe that gender is fact. And he said, anybody who is born into this world has to come in between the legs of a woman. So gender is fact. He was trying to say, he said that's why he identifies with the TERF, because a lot of trans women, that's it right. Trans women want the same rights as a female. And he was like, oh, one he got, oh, wait. Now, let me take a sip on this one, y'all. Because one of his jokes, I already knew. I was like, they gonna get your black ass. I was like, they gonna get your ass, Dave Chappelle. When he started talking about the blood, it's the blood of the lamb. He wasn't talking about the blood of the lamb. He said every person born has to pass through the legs of a woman. He said that is fact. So gender is fact. You know, he's trying to say, born a woman, you're a woman. If you're born a female, you're always female. You're always a woman. That's what he's trying to say. If you're born a man, you're always a man. You know, that's what he's trying to say. That's what the TERF people, or the people who identify as TERF, believe. But he said, so gender is fact. And he said, but saying that trans women are not women. He's not trying to say that because he's like, okay, even though, I might not fully understand and maybe not believe doing things. He said, I'm not going to say y'all not women because they obviously trans to become another person, another gender. He said they're just not female. No. He said because their pussy is not pussy, but instead it's beyond pussy. It's impossible pussy. It's not blood. It's blood once a month. He said it's something back there, beet juice. It ain't blood. I was like, oh no. He even said, he said, I know I'm in trouble now. And I was like, yes, they about to crucify you over there. I was like, oh my God. Am I still buff? Hold on. Let me try something. Okay, hold on. Okay, I backed out and came back in again. If this thing is still buffering, I don't know what to do. I don't know. It could be someone in the area or whatnot. I hope it's a little better though. We're good. It could it was probably not you. It's been acting up off and on. It probably wasn't just you, Slide. But I ain't gonna hear long. I just wanted to get you guys' feedback. Some of y'all haven't even watched the show yet. So if you do watch the show, please feel free to come back to the video and leave your comments. Leave your comments in the video or under the comment section of the video. Just let me know what you thought about the stand-up show. Because it was a lot. It was a lot. And again, I do agree. I just think that some people are overly sensitive. I don't know. I don't know how we are going to proceed with this with comedians saying they don't even want to do stand-up anymore. Like at the end of the show, he said, LGBTQ community, he said it's over. I will not be telling another joke about y'all until all of them, him and them, can all be sure that they are all laughing. And he said all he asks of their community with all ability. He said, will y'all please stop punching down on my people? Because he said that the gay or the gender community be accusing him of pushing down on their community, which is basically kind of like dragging them or being disrespectful, something like that. And then he told a story about a good friend of him, a trans woman that he had met some time ago when he was doing stand up in San Francisco, and he met this woman, and they got the real well. They became really good friends and stuff. And then found out the trans woman, she always wanted to do or be a big comedian. So she would like do like stand up here and there, like 8 or 9 gigs, at different places around the city or whatnot. And one time he wanted to do a show and he needed somebody to open up for him, and he didn't have anyone. So he figured that he would give her a call. And he did. And he gave her a call and he said, I need an opening act. He said, would you open up for me? Show he was doing. And she was like, yeah, I'm down, I'm down, I'm down. And so she came to the show and was already said she was professional, even though she was an amateur. She was dressed up, professional, looking great, feeling ready to go on stage and open up for him. And he said she bombed horribly. Like she bombed horribly. And he said, but I respect her so much because a lot of people who do stand up, they get bombed and get swept off, like the Apollo swept off the stage and they run home crying and all upset. He said she got off the stage, went down, sat in the front row of the show and watched him perform his show and was cracking up and laughing at all his jokes. And he said that's one of the things that bonded them to in the beginning, because she would come to his shows that he did in San Francisco in the Bay Area, and he knew that she was transgender, and she was laughing at all his jokes. He was like, she was just laughing, gagging, because she's one of the trans community that was not offended by some of the jokes saying. And so that was like they became friends and bonded. So after that, he said they went to the show. Basically, her that he would help her, with her act and give her some pointers and some tips if she wants to become a comedian and all. Because he ended up finding out that she's really, really funny. Real matter of fact, after she had out on the show, while he was doing after her, and across the room started talking about the trans, because she had blonde hair, like really blonde hair. And the man across the room asked her, does her hair belong in the hair? Does the hair between her legs match the hair on her head? And they was like, I knew she was just gonna she was gonna be mad because this man was talking about her, being a trans and whoop whoop whoop. And the woman, she turned around, the trans woman turned around and said, sir, I don't have this is what he said. This is what he said. I'm saying it wrong. Let me get it right. The man asked her, does the carpet match the drapes? What he said. Let me correct myself. He said, does the carpet match the drapes? Because the hair on her head was blonde. And she said, I have hardwood floors. And the whole club just erupted in a fit of laughter. And after that, it was like, he said, it became like a show between the both of them. And he was like, there's questions that I want to ask you about your community, about different things about gay people, trans people. He like, could do that. And so it became a question answer comedy show. And he, even though he was learning things about the trans and their community, he said he really didn't know half the shit that she was talking about. He said, he told him, she said, I don't need you to like believe everything that I'm saying to you. She said, I don't need you to believe that. But, being that I am a human being, all I want you to believe is that I go through shit. And he said, I can believe that. I can believe that because he said, I go through too. So it was like a moment for them because he understood that she goes through shit a lot of people understand. In the LBG, the gay community, trans community, they go through a lot of things that we don't understand, that we might not ever understand. Some people accept it still, some people don't. And it's kind of like black and black men in his case. It's like I totally get what you're saying about that because it's certain thing that people don't understand as black people go through, black men go through. So they became good friends after. Then when he had got backlash after Sticks and Stones, that stand up kid, he got so much from that from the trans world and saying that he always punching on them and stuff like that. And she stood up for him. Like she was the only gay person, the only trans person, the only person in the community that stood up for him. And so she tweeted on her tweet. She tweeted on her Twitter. She had made a tweet and she said, I know him. He is not punching down on us. He's not, discriminating. He's not transphobic, stuff like that, because a lot of people over the years have thought that he was transphobic. They thought he was really transphobic, and he claims that he's not. So the lady who her name was Daphne, the trans woman named Daphne, and she took Twitter and she said, punching down on someone requires you to think less of them. He said, I know him, and he does. He doesn't punch up, he doesn't punch down, he punches line, and he is a master at crap. And he was like, oh my God. He can't believe that she's up against her own community. Hey, Universal Magic. Yeah, her name was Daphne. He could not believe that she stood up against her own community to defend him. And she said, I know him. I know him personally. We are friends. And like a little bit after that, 6 days later, she committed suicide. And he said he don't know why exactly she committed suicide. She was going through some things. And then on top of that, the backlash she received for like the next 5-6 days, got so much backlash from her own community for standing up for defending Dave. And 6 days later, she climbed up to the top of the roof and jumped off and committed suicide. And in honor of her and in honor of their friendship, he set up a fund for her daughter. And like it's gonna be like it is not towards anything like college or nothing like that. But it's just like I guess maybe like insurance or something like that. So yeah, he set up something for her. He said, I hope that when when she turns 21, he said, I hope that I'm still alive because he's putting up for her. He wants to hand the money to her himself. The fund that he's donated to her daughter, he wants to hand it to her herself. And then another joke he got backlash on after he said that. He made a joke about that. He said, I'm going to walk up to her, and when I hand her that fund or hand her that check or whatever, he said, I cannot wait to have a conversation with Daphne's daughter. He said, I'm going to tell her, young lady, I knew your father, and he was a wonderful woman. I was cracking up. But people always going to like, in the excuse me. Tell me that ain't funny. Tell me that ain't funny. He said, I knew your father, and she was a wonderful woman. Like, her father was born a man, and she trans to a woman. What's so about what he said? Some of the things just, I don't know, y'all. I didn't take that. It's a joke. It's a joke. Hey, Sandra, how you doing? Hey, Colette. And anybody, who else? Did I miss somebody else? I'm like, how's that? Oh, boy, got him. Yes. But he's like, I don't care. I don't care about the backlash. And he said he warned us though. He first started the show. He was like, okay, this is gonna be the last one. This is gonna be my last special for a while. We didn't know what he meant by that, but I had a feeling when I heard about the backlash before I watched the show, I had a feeling that it had to do with the trans community. When he said from the beginning of the show, he said, "This is going to be the last show I do for a while." And then at the end of the show, he told the trans community, "I'm not doing another show talking about you." He said, "I'm not doing another show talking about y'all until all of them can truly laugh about the joke together." So yeah, I thought it was a great show. Who didn't watch it, I would recommend you watching it. I thought it was a great stand-up comedy. Yes, he had me hollering. I was gagging. I was laughing. I was like, I watched it twice. Twice, and that's what I love about most comedians, because most comedians tell real life jokes. Like I said earlier, when comedians joke about Kool-Aid and watermelon and stuff like that with black people and fried chicken, we know that 99.999% of us black folks enjoy all that. So it's like might do too, but when it comes to black folks and they fried chicken, I mean, come on now, who has the most like soul food spots? Black people, of course, selling that fried chicken. Shoot, black people be at Popeyes and churches and all those different places just tearing that chicken up on Sundays. Where they at after church? Man, I got out of church today and came home, and I was like, dang, I gotta get back home and I gotta work the second part of my shift. Then I gotta do this show. And I'm like, I need some work. Oh, I can get something to eat, what I want to eat, what I want to eat. I drove past Popeyes and drove past it. I did a U-turn. Man, that line was so doggone long, like literally right after church. So yeah, some jokes real life. It's not meant to just criticize and be mean and belittle or punch down on people like the trans community was trying to say that he was doing. And from that stand-up, from that special that I saw on Netflix, but people was just like, who was it in the chat? Carrie Ray or Vibrant. One of them said some people just always got to find a nitpick at. They want to be, bullying and bullying people and intimidating people, especially these comedians out here. And you just gotta watch it. Just watch it for yourself. And again, if you haven't watched it, feel free to watch it. Check it out. It's on Netflix. For the people who come in after the show, make sure you check it out. It's on Netflix. And I watched it. And please let me in the comments section if you come in after the show is over, and let me know what you thought about the special, Dave Chappelle's special called The Closer on Netflix. Please let me know. Been on here almost an hour. I was trying not to go over an hour because I had a really long day, and over tomorrow, with the work week and everything. So everybody, make sure you like and share the video. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember, take care of each other. Please and thank you. Take care of us. Take care of us all. Give more than you receive. And happy Hallowtober. Y'all see my little spooky decorations? They ain't too spooky. They're more fun. But anyway, on that note, you guys, I'm out of here. I holla. Bye.